Now we are going to see the principle of metal spraying, surface preparation, methods of metal spraying, wire method, powder method, and the applications. Metal spraying. It is also called a metallizing. Metal spraying is also called a metallizing, used to furnish a protective coating on the base metal. It is used to furnish a protective coating on the base metal. The molten metal is sprayed under the pressure on the work surface. The molten metal is sprayed under the pressure on the work surface. The base metal is coated with finely divided particles of metals. The base metal is coated with finely divided particles of a metal. Continuation of the metal spraying. Metal spraying is done by melting a metal in an oxygen flame and blowing it from the nozzle of a spray gun. I repeat, metal spraying is done by melting a metal in an oxygen flame and blowing it from the nozzle of a spray gun. Before spraying, the surface is to be prepared. Before spraying, the surface is to be prepared. Metal spraying, surface preparation. Before going to the metal spray, what we have to do? First, we have to go for the surface preparation. The meaning of surface preparation is nothing but to keep the particular work or the workpiece clean and neatly. After that, we can go for the metal spraying. Few points regarding that we are going to see now. The surface to be sprayed must be absolutely clean. The surface to be sprayed must be absolutely clean. Sufficiently roughened to deposit maximum amount of coating. Sufficient roughened to deposit maximum amount of coating. The following methods are employed: blasting and the machining. Blasting and the machining. Metal spraying, surface preparation, blasting. The surface is blasted to clean with sharp crushed steel grit or sharp silica sand. The surface is blasted to clean with sharp crushed steel grit or sharp silica sand. This is done by the compressed air. How this will done? This is done by the compressed air. Blasting. Then come to the point of an metal spraying. Surface preparation, machining. Small grooves are machined on the surface. Small grooves are machined on the surface. This is followed by rolling down with a nulling tool. This is followed by rolling down with a nulling tool. A strong bond is provided. Strong bond is provided. Used for cylindrical surface. Mostly the surface preparation or the machining, these are used for the cylindrical surface only. methods. Metal spraying is done by two methods, wire method and the powder method. Wire method and the powder method. First we are going to say regarding the wire method. What is the wire method and how it will be done? The coating material is in the form of a wire. Here in this process, the coating material that is in the form of a wire. The wire is melted by the oxyacetylene flame. This wire is melted with the oxyacetylene flame. We have listened this oxyacetylene flame in the welding chapter. In the welding also, we will use the oxyacetylene flame along with the oxygen cylinder. The molten metal is atomized by compressed air. The molten metal is atomized, means divided into small parts, that is by the compressed air. This atomized molten metal spray is projected onto a prepared work surface. Atomized molten metal spray is projected onto a prepared work surface. Wire surface. This is the figure. I am making a zoom. So the gap between the torch and the base material should be 100 to 200 mm. And coming to the parts, oxyacetylene flame, melting wire, burning gases, air envelope, sprayed metal, atomized spray, prepared base material. For my lights left hand side, compressed air, oxyacetylene or oxypropane gas, wire and gas nozzle and the air cap. So these are the main parts. Metal spraying, the wire method. The wire which is kept in between the rollers. From the rollers, it has been sent to the nozzle where oxygen fuel, the gas mixture is there. At the top, you are seeing a air caps. From that, a high compressed air will get sent. In the screen, you are seeing the red, yellow, and the bluish flames like that. That is nothing but a spray stream of molten atomized products. Those are nothing but an spray stream of atomized products. And the green color indicates the coating. Green color, it indicates the coating. A solid figure. This you can see in the screen. I will make a zoom. Metal spraying by the wire method. For the cylindrical objects, a person is doing a spray, that is called as a metal spraying. This process with the help of an wire method. This is with the wire method. And in the screen you can also see the torch, which is with the hoses. In wire form, the metal is less expensive. In wire form, the metal is less expensive, more readily available, and easily handled. It is more readily available and easily handled. Gears are required to feed the wire. Gears are required to feed the wire. Coating can be applied to glass, metals, wood, asbestos, and certain plastics. Coating can be applied to glass, metals, wood, asbestos, and certain plastics. After the completion of the wire method, we are going to see regarding the powdered method. Powder method. Coating metal is in a powder form. What happens in the spray method? That is in the form of a wire. Here this is in the form of an powder form. Powder is fed from the container through a rubber hose. A powder is fed from the container through a rubber hose. A flame is created by oxyacetylene welding torch. These all topics are similar to the gas welding only. Same points you can see here. A flame is created by oxyacetylene welding torch. The powder metal is sprayed through the flame. A gas or compressor air conveys the powder metal to the torch tip. A gas or compressor air conveys the powder metal to the torch tip. Metal spraying powder method. You can see the figure. I have make it a zoom. From my right hand side, I am telling the parts: substrate, coating, spray stream, shock diamonds, nozzle, oxygen and fuel gas, powder and carrier gas. At the bottom, both arrows indicates the compressed air which is coming from the air compressor. Powder method. Here the gap should be 100 to 250 mm, that is from the nozzle attached to the work to be prepared. Sprayed material and the dotted particles indicate the spray stream. Burning gases which is coming from the nozzle. So aspirating gas, other fuel gas. Thermosphere gun and the thermospray powder. I repeat, sprayed material, spray stream, prepared base material, burning gases, nozzle, aspirating and the fuel gas, thermosphere gun. Powder method. The equipment cost less as it involves no gears. The cost of equipment is low because it doesn't have the gears. Very easily handled. Comparing with the wire method, this is a very easily handled process. Cost of metal powder is high and is not readily available. The cost of metal powder is high and is not readily available. Coating thickness ranges from 0.08 mm to 1.8 mm. The thickness of the coatings that is ranges in between 0.08 mm to 1.8 mm. A second pass is required for heavier deposits. If there any need in a good deposition, there a secondary pass is required. Most of all will go for only the single pass. The coating can withstand abrasion, erosion, corrosion and heat. The coating can withstand abrasion, erosion, corrosion and heat. On the screen you can see the metal spraying. A work person who wear a helmet using the spray gun. This is the process of an metal spraying. Applications of metal spraying. Widely employed in industries because of its economy, rapid in application, no duration of work. Work surface is from internal surfaces or stresses. Widely employed in industries because economy, rapidity in production, no duration of work. Work surface is free from the internal stresses. Work surface is free from the internal stresses. Applications of the metal spraying. Applications of aluminium and zinc on iron and steel to protest against corrosion. So, to protect against corrosion for the zinc and the iron, we will go for the metal spraying of aluminium. Hard facing and soft material with chromium nickel. hard facing and soft material with chromium nickel. Basal powders to resist wear and the abrasion. Base powders to resist wear and the abrasion. Copper is sprayed on non-metallic parts to make them tolerable, to increase the electrical and thermal conductivity. So for the non-metallic parts, we will use the copper. That is to make them solderable. To increase the electrical and thermal conductivity, use it to obtain decorative films and reflective surfaces. So here you can see the car, that is before metal spraying. I think that has taken from the scrap, completely damaged. See, after metal spraying, it is looking very good and quiet. Up to now, we have seen the principle of metal spraying, surface preparation, methods of metal spraying, wire method and the powder method and its applications. Good evening. Once again, this is the Venu, contract lecturer in mechanical engineering, GMR Polytechnic, Utnur. In the last class, we have discussed regarding the hot dipping, galvanizing, parkerizing, tin coating, advantages and the disadvantages of the coatings like that we have discussed in the last class. Now, we are going to see regarding the organic coatings or the surface coatings. Organic coatings are the surface coatings. We are going to see some of the points regarding the organic coatings. It improves the surface quality. What it will do? It will improve the surface quality. Appearance of surface of metallic objects. If you go for the organic coatings, the surface of the metallic objects will get the good appearance. Improve the functional properties such as hardness, heat resistance, wear and corrosion resistance. It improves the functional properties. What are those functional properties? There are hardness, heat resistance, wear and the corrosion resistance. Providing a decorative as well as fine finish to the metal surface. It will provide a decorative as well as a fine finish to the metal surfaces. To rebuild worn under side parts. To rebuild worn or under the sized parts. Organic coatings, surface coatings. Continuation. Improvement of visibility. Improvement of visibility. Better reflectivity. Improvement of appearance. Sealing of process castings and weld mates. Improvement of appearance. The sealing of process castings and the weld made. Continuation. Ingredients. What is the meaning of ingredients? Means what will mix in the organic coatings or the sulfuric coatings. They are pigments, vehicle, dryer. They are pigments, vehicle and the dryers. First, we are going to see regarding the pigments in the ingredients. Have their effect on appearance and the color. By the adding of the pigments, what will happen? It has the effect on the appearance and color. They also improve durability and strength of the film. They also improve the durability, that means the life and strength of the film. Vehicle contains a binder that forms the film and holds the pigments. Contains a binder that forms the film and holds the pigments. Dryer acts as an catalyst to harden the film after it has been applied. Acts as catalyst to harden the film after it has been applied. Organic coatings. Some of the organic coatings are oil-based paints, lacquers, varnish, enamels, bituminous paints. I repeat once again: oil-based paints, lacquers, varnish, enamels, bituminous paints. First, we are going to see the oil-based paints in the organic coatings. Oil-based paints. It consists of linseed oil as vehicle, white lead, red lead as pigments, and thinner turpentine as solvent. Makes an excellent coating for the wood. Sometimes used on steel structure. I repeat. It consists of linseed oil as vehicle, white lead, red lead as pigments, and thinner turpentine as solvent. Make an excellent coating for the wood. Sometimes used on the steel structure. Sometimes they are used on the steel structure. Oil-based paints. You can see the figure on the screen. I am making a zoom. So that is an oldie century colors, which is in the maroon color shape. Oil-based paints. Then come to the point of lacquers. They are quick drying coatings, lower coverage, durability of the film is poor. I repeat, they are quick drying coatings. That means they will dry very quickly, lower coverage, durability of the film is poor. That means the life of this film is the poor. Lacquers. These are the examples of the products which is made with the lacquers. I am making a zoom such that you can see clearly. All these are coated with the lacquers. This is also see lacquers. Next, come at the point of varnish in the organic coatings. It is a resin dissolved in oil and does not contain the pigments. It is a resin dissolved in the oil and does not contain the pigments. Produces hard film which can give toughness and the durability. It produces a hard film which can give toughness and durability. Used for vehicle finishes. Used for vehicle finishes. This is a varnished surface. I am making a zoom such that you can see clearly. A boat. On the top of the boat you are seeing a wooden finishing. They will be get varnish such that they will look very neatly. Varnish. Next, coming to the point of an enamels. These are basically varnishes in which pigments are added. These are basically varnishes, but in which the pigments are added. Provide a more harder and more abrasive resistance coating. Provide a more harder and more abrasive resistance coating. Used on automobile parts, electrical and domestic appliances. Used on automobile parts, electrical and domestic appliances. These are the surface coated enamels. This is also the example of surface coating enamels. Next, organic coatings. Bituminous paints. It is coal tar dissolved in a solvent. Provide a high resistance to water. Fillers are added when heavier coatings are needed. Excellent production for submerged items. On exposure to sun, the film buckles and cracks. I repeat, it is a coal tar which is dissolved in a solvent. It provides high resistance to water. That means when bituminous paint is exposed to the water, it does not get affected. That is nothing but a high resistance to water. So fillers are added when heavier coatings are needed. Excellent protection for submerged items. Excellent protection for submerged. That is something but an products which is underneath the earth. Underneath the water. Those are called as submerged items. On exposure to the sun, the film buckles and the cracks. When the bituminous paint is exposed to the sun, it is carried on the particular workpiece or the bowl or the metal. The film buckles and cracks. This is the example of an Bituminous paints. Bituminous paints. Next, organic coatings. Rubber based coatings. These coating consists of rubber dissolved in a solvent used for the protection reasons and decorative purpose. These coating consists of rubber which is dissolved in solvent used for protection reasons and decorative purposes. They are good for the protection and for the decorative purpose. Types of rubber based coatings are chlorinated rubber, neoprene, hypalon. I repeat, chlorinated rubber, neoprene, hypalon. Chlorinated rubber coatings. These are high resistance to water, resist acids, salts and mineral oils. Range of colors is limited, are used for protective reasons than decorative. I repeat, high resistance to water, that means when this chlorinated rubber coating is exposed to water, nothing will happen. That is the pattern. It has a high resistance to water. It also resists the acids, salts and mineral oils. That means when it is subjected to or when it is exposed to the liquids, it won't get affected. A range of colors is limited. That means it won't have the different colors. Only limited colors will have. Are used for protective reasons than decorative. Where we will use means we will use mainly this for the protective reasons only than decorative. Rubber coatings, neoprene coatings consists of neoprene dissolved in a solvent. It resists alkalis, many acids, salts and oils. It consists of neoprene dissolved in a solvent, resists alkalis, many acids, salts and the oils. So on the screen you are seeing the neoprene coatings. I am making a zoom of the figure. Neoprene coatings. This is also the neoprene coating. See, this is a swimwear dress neoprene coating. This is the examples. Neoprene coating the seats for the cars or in the buses. Next, organic coatings. Hypalon. It is chlorosulfonated polyethylene. What it is? It is nothing but a chlorosulfonated polyethylene. Offers resistance to oxidizing agents. It offers resistance to oxidizing agents. Has good temperature resistance. that is 60 degrees to 150 degrees Celsius. It has a good temperature resistance, 60 degrees to 150 degrees, available in many colors. It is available in many colors. When comparing with the neoprene, those are the limited, but here we can see the different colors, mostly used for protective reasons. These are also mainly used for the protective reason only. See, this Hypalon, the sheet on the screen which is getting bending. Hypalon. This is also the example for the Hypalon. I am making a zoom so that you can see the clear figurely. Hypalon. See, this is a stadium, indoor stadium, for the outer covering. Hypalon. Next, coming to the point of view, finish specification. Finish specification. They state the importance of work expedition of finish coating. What they will do, they will express or they will state the importance of work expedition of finished coatings. They fix the responsibility on the foreman. They fix the responsibility on the foreman. Link in any other process. All details related to finished coatings are specified. Link in any other process. All details related to finished coatings are specified. The best specification includes the following. The best specification includes the following. Now we will see them. Selection of the primer, selection of the thinner, coating thickness, color of the top coat, final grade of appearance, method of application. I repeat, selection of primer, selection of thinner, coating thickness, color of the top coat, final grade of appearance, and the method of applications. Up to now we have seen regarding the organic coatings, surface coating. These are oil based paints, lacquers, varnish, enamels, bituminous paints. Now we are going to see different spray methods. These videos I have taken from the YouTube. That is for your understanding purpose. The main source is on YouTube for these videos.
This is how powder coating works. The actual powder is made out of polyester and pigments and is placed inside the gun's hopper. Once the air line from the compressor is attached, by pressing the trigger, the compressed air propels the powder through the barrel of the gun. Here the paint is positively charged by an electromagnetic coil up to 50,000 volts. At the same time, the part to be coated is grounded through a wire and negatively charged. Consequently, it attracts the polarized powder, retaining it and somewhat self-leveling it. Once coated, the part can be put inside an oven. At 200 degrees Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit, the powder liquefies and within 10 to 20 minutes, the curing process turns the molecular structure of the powder into a very resistant yet elastic plastic coating.